back. Haven't done one of these joints in a long time, but we are back with another video. Welcome to our channel. This is Ashley and Titus. Today we're gonna do something cool, like very important, because this is something that a lot of people wish they had going into marriage. People to be real with them that has been there and has been in their shoes where they are when they're about to get married, and able to give them a little, not necessarily advice, but just like be real about it and tell stories and stuff about what it's like entering into marriage. So we're gonna tell y'all the first couple of months, what the first couple of months has taught us about being married, about marriage. So, and with us, it was definitely a lot different than what other couples would experience going into marriage because my wife is pregnant. So it definitely was a little different because most couples, they go into marriage, not having to deal with all the, difficulties that come with pregnancy and, so they have no, anything that's going to cause them to be in physical pain or anything like that, or, all the side effects that, come with pregnancy when they go on the honeymoon and different things like that. Or when they, when they do, come back from the honeymoon and just like two lovebirds, having the time of their life, the first couple of months of marriage. But we're going to name a couple things that we have experienced in the first couple of months. So we're gonna jump right into this. First, I'm gonna name some things that has been difficult, and then I'm gonna name some things that why you keep moving, why you keep pushing, even though things are difficult. So with us, immediate adjustments is definitely a big thing. Immediate adjustments, because we were so used to living our lives, living with our parents and whatnot, and it was an adjustment that we had to make immediately. And I would say, for me, the biggest adjustment was stepping in as soon as we got married, stepping in and being like a husband right away, because there was so much that had to be done and so much I had to step up and do as a husband, especially with a pregnant wife. Because pregnant women can't do as much as usual, as they usually do. So a lot of times, you have as a man, I had to, as a good husband to be a good husband and as a man, I had to step in and do what she couldn't, So whether that is putting things away, folding clothes, cooking dinner, no matter what it is.
I do that now.
Of course you do, but there's some times where,
like the heavy stuff on my mood.
Well, absolutely, but there's some times where, it's quite natural that pregnant women get tired, and coming home from work, may have to do this, may have to do that, but you do it out of a loving heart. You do it because you love your wife. You do it because she's carrying your child. So. No matter what that is, and starting out, those things I didn't really have to do, but now since she's getting closer to the time where she's going to deliver, there's more that she cannot do and more that I have to step in and do, even if I did work an 8-hour shift that day. So immediate adjustments was definitely one of the biggest things. Another big thing with immediate adjustments was I was so used to, now we have like I had stayed a night at her house before sleep and stuff, but in the same bed. But it became a lot different when you sleep with someone like every single night in the same bed. And it was like when we first moved in, it was a situation that had went down. And it was because of her pillow, her pregnancy pillow. It's big, like it's big. Like you have to look it up, see what it looks like, but it's big. Yeah, it's like half of like well, our queen bed, it takes like half of it up. Yeah, queen, it takes like half of it up, and like I was like, I kept talking about this pillow, bro. I was like, the pillow's always in the way. The pillow's always in the way. I can't be close to you. The pillow's separating us. And then like one night, like I got a little bit upset about the pillow, and I was like, bro, this pillow is annoying. And then she got mad, like she got paranoid, and got up, left the room.
Started folding laundry.
And it's like started folding laundry, started doing the dishes. Like she came downstairs, like, and she was really finna sleep on the couch too that night. She told me I was really like finna sleep on the couch, and I was like, bro, what?
It was something stupid.
And it was always something stupid though.
The hormones took over.
But yeah, so like you said, the hormones took over. But it was an adjustment we had to make. I had to adjust from sleeping by myself to sleeping with somebody, but with the pregnancy pillow and the fact that it might be a little bit uncomfortable for me, but she has to have that because she's pregnant and it allows her to sleep better.
Don't take that as like a what's it called? Don't let that make it seem like we argue all the time over stupid stuff.
Oh no, yeah, I mean that.
It's just that one time I just got mad for no reason.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like it was an immediate adjustment, so we had to learn to adjust to it because she comes from a whole different background, whole different household than I do. So we have to figure out because there was things like the way maybe I think it was something might happen too, like the way we did laundry, the way we did this or did that, folded towels, or something. And sometimes young couples when they first get married can let those things come in between them, even though they're small. But because they're so used to doing something, but when we experienced that, like the first month of marriage, we tried to just like agree on, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do it this way. We may come from two different households, but we're going to agree upon something that's best for our household once we move in together, and get married. So yeah. But that's an immediate adjustment that you got to make, and there's a lot of those that'll come the first month of marriage. The second thing I want to hit on that was it can be a difficulty is sacrifice. And when I say sacrifice, there's things that you have to sacrifice when you step into marriage. One of the biggest things is actually has to do with my wife. She definitely made a huge sacrifice, and it's because her family lives 30 minutes away than where we live, because I'm originally from another city than her. And she moved to this. We got a place here in the city that I am from. So she's 30 minutes away from her family, and that's a big adjustment and a big sacrifice that she had to make. Would you say that was a big sacrifice? Being so used to, and all her family lives close to each other. So, being always having family around, and then being willing to say, you know what, I'm a sacrifice and move to where move to my husband's hometown away from my family. That's a huge sacrifice that someone is willing to make. So like, and I'm like, it blows my mind that she had that much sacrifice and was able to do that because she loves me. And it's not necessarily it's not necessarily a good side of town. It's a bad side of town, but still had enough sacrifice to be able to do that. So sacrifice is a huge thing that you have to be willing to make when you get married, because there's a lot of things that change, and you have to be willing to sacrifice. Like I think that's one thing that was huge for us. Would you say? Mm-hmm. Yeah, like sacrifice is definitely a big thing. And then she had mentioned, can you talk about this just a little bit? You had mentioned that it wasn't as perfect as you thought it would be.
I don't know how to explain it. Like, I thought I was gonna walk into marriage like no arguments, always mm-hmm. being with each other. But in reality, we're not with each other as much as people think we are.
Yeah.
Because he's a busy guy, so.
Yeah. Yeah, that's real. And what's the first thing you said?
I don't remember.
You said you said be around each other and no arguments.
Yeah.
he said that at first. Yeah, that's huge because
But I mean,
that's
I don't know what I expected because I mean, like, two people from two different households, lifestyles, live together who's never lived together, and we have to figure out like different things. Those cause arguments sometimes. I mean, not big ones. Like we figure out like 5 minutes after, but like still little arguments. You know, we haven't argued like that since like we first moved in, but still.
yeah. That's huge though, because a lot of people think it's just gonna be oh lovey-dovey and oh my gosh it's so perfect. No, it isn't. It's not gonna be like that. And like these are huge. Like and to be real, you learn a lot the first couple of months of marriage because it's a big change. So you learn a lot, and so I'm so happy. I'm so happy we made it this far. You know, there's actually a good amount of it's not a long time at all by any stretch of imagination when it comes to marriage. But there's couples that have divorced, you know, a month, 2 months after they get married. I'm like, wow, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, but there's a lot to learn. I'm so happy we have made it this far and have overcome what we've already gone through as a married couple. So those were some difficulties, the main difficulties that we wanted to hit. Immediate adjustments, sacrifice, and it's not going to be as perfect as one would think is going to be. Now I want to hit on the things that has made it worthwhile up to this point and has made it the most beautiful, glorious time of my life. Is it the most beautiful time of yours? What's funny?
Nothing. Yeah.
Is it though?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because I know it is for me, and so. The first thing I want to hit on what makes this beautiful, and what has taught us is the first couple of months and why it's the most one of the most amazing things that God created. You know, in terms of you know when I'm talking about marriage, one of the greatest things that He created is coming home to someone you love, right? So like me at work, I might have a stressful day, might have a hard day at work, might be, you know, working hard, and I'm like, man, you know, I just want to go home. I just want to see my wife. You know what I mean? So on lunch, I go home to my wife, and then of course when I come home from work, you know, I see my wife, and it is the most beautiful thing. When I walk in the door and I see her face, it's just like everything that happened at work is gone. Everything that was going on is over. You know what I mean? Like now I just gotta focus on one person and one person only, and that is my wife, the love of my life, you know. So that is one of the most beautiful things that I have experienced with the first couple months of marriage is I'm coming home to the person I love, and I not only get to come home to that person, but I get to lay in a bed with that person and have a good night's rest every single night with that person. I get to cook with that person, you know what I mean? I get to clean with that person, you know, I'm going to that. But the second thing is sleeping with that person. Would you say that I have allowed you, like sleeping with me, you have gotten better rest?
Well, it's not in you, but no, not. I mean, not really. Just because
Yeah.
I can't sleep nowadays. But
Well, with her being pregnant, that's why she's saying that. But
if I wasn't, then for sure.
yeah, for sure, yeah.
Just because you know, it's not you, but like.
Yeah, but we have gotten rest when she wasn't pregnant together, and like it was
That's not way better,
literally
yeah.
the greatest sleep that I have ever experienced in my life. It's so different when you're sleeping with somebody. When you're resting with somebody, you're able to have a calm, amazing, good night's sleep. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
miss
nothing
that.
like it. Yeah, it's
that.
nothing like it, and that's one of the biggest takeaways for me because that's definitely like, especially that's big for me because I work, you know, and work hard, you know, on my job. So I want a good night's rest, you know, and every time I sleep with my wife, it's amazing. It's amazing. So yeah. The third thing, I'll be out, man. Man, I'll be out.
Rolling on my pillow.
Yeah, I always take her pillow. I do. I don't know what it is. I love sleeping on her pillow. It's something about it, man. And then the third thing, what makes marriage, first couple of months of marriage so beautiful is probably the biggest takeaway for me, and that's doing activities together. So like, what do we do together? clean.
To watch new series on Netflix.
Yes, every time she, because like I'll come home from lunch and she'll be on a new series. And I'm like, oh, babe, start it over, because we're gonna watch that together. That's what we did with Outer Banks, and we finished that pretty quick. Like we can't wait till the next one comes out. Outer Banks is my favorite TV show. So my favorite show on Netflix. So yeah, Outer Banks is what's up. But we have started that together. What's some other things?
Shop. We both hate to shop, but we hate doing it together. Well, we
love doing it together.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I was on repeat. I worded that wrong. We hate shopping, but the fact that we can hate doing it, but do it together, we love it. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah. And that's how it is. Like some things.
We hate doing it, but like we can hate doing it together, if that makes sense. Like hate shopping together, but I don't know how to explain it.
Well, basically, like what you're trying to say is you go through difficult things in marriage, but even though you go through difficult things, there's nobody else that you'll rather go through it with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you love that person. Like I got an example, right? It was an adventurous night. She had some pain going on, right? This was a Tuesday night. She had some pain going on, and she was concerned about it. So she was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get checked out. So we went, the hospital that she's going to deliver at is about 40 minutes away. So that's where we went to, about 40, 50 minutes away. So we went there that night around like 9 something. And we didn't get out of there until like 3.
4 o'clock.
Like, around like, we didn't get home till around like 4 o'clock, right? And that was 40 minutes away. And then we had to turn around, only got 3 hours of sleep, and had to turn around and wake up at like 7:30 to go back to where her OBGYN is not far from the hospital, and it's like 40 minutes away as well.
We should just
So,
in
like-
the parking lot of the OBGYN.
Well, you pregnant, so we ain't
I know,
doing
I'm just
that,
saying, like, it was a
but yeah,
joke.
but that's how. But yeah, I give you, yeah, like that's how it.
But
But we did it together though, so it was like there was nobody else you had to do it with. So like, so what? Like this is adventure, this is marriage, this is fun. Let's make it fun. Like, you know what I mean?
But
Like,
I only went because my midwife told me to.
yeah, and like,
Not just because I didn't want to go, but she told me I should. go
right.
get
So
checked
that's
out.
why. But
They didn't know what the pain was, but we figured out through the ultrasound that it was a foot stuck in like a nerve, like while she was hitting a nerve. This is what we think it is. So
but yeah, like, so that's another example of like, that was something we did together, activity we did together. I mean, not activity, but like, you know, something we had to go through to get together. But like, even though we may have hated, you know, staying up that late and being really, really tired, we did it together. So it was worth it. You know what I mean? And it was for our child.
not to
So
mention it was before the 3-hour glucose test.
yes. So yeah, so it was definitely tough, but you know, we did it together, you know. Another thing is like cleaning. You know, we clean the house together.
Dishes.
We do dishes together.
I hate folding laundry unless it's towels and wash rags. So since I do that, he'll do our clothes while I fold the towels, and that way we can suffer together.
Right. And then cooking together. We cook together sometimes. Fold, you know, I believe fold laundry together. And then one of my favorite ones is we shower together, you know. And I hate being in the back of the shower.
Yeah, well.
because the water would like splatter from her onto me, and it's cold. You know, she gets it hot, and she's always in the front. And I only get to be in the hot water for like 3 minutes.
No.
And
like
when
30 seconds.
when she's in the back, when she's in the back, like where I'm getting the hot water and then she's getting the cold water, I'll be like, now you know what it's like to be in the back of the bus. Say no, I'm just playing. But yeah, like showering together is amazing. Like I think that's one of my favorite activities, like, or one of the favorite things to do with my wife is to shower together
I don't
because
know.
it's too. What are you talking about? You don't know.
That might be your favorite, but I like the shower by myself because
Oh well,
I
we
get
all
all
have
that
we all
water.
have our likings. We all have
And
our
I'm saying,
favorite
I
things.
know.
That's one of my favorite things.
But I like showers by myself a lot because I could be stingy with the water, you know.
Yeah,
But no, like
I feel you.
it saves
I like my
time.
showers. I like my showers alone.
And I can
while
listen to
getting
my
tea.
own music and I can
Right.
jam in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it saves time though. Like when we're in a rush.
Yeah, but it's fun though, you know, because you can play around in the shower and and have a good time. But another one is another one is like walking, going on walks together. We don't do that much just because of how hot it is, and she's pregnant, so she can't. They suggest for her not to be in the hot sun a lot.
Just because of high blood
But
pressure.
yeah, because of high blood pressure.
Not for everyone.
But when we were in the dating, stage when she wasn't pregnant, especially before I left for boot camp, we would go to a place where we live called the Reservoir, and we would walk all the time. That's how we really got close. That's how we really built that bond. And we'll do that again. We'll take whether it just be us two or for the most part take our daughter with us too. That's just good family time, good bonding time. That's one of the most beautiful things that's going on a walk. So. And another one is working out together. Now, of course, we can't do that right now, but working out together, that's a huge one, because that they say that has a big effect on marriages, and they say a lot of successful marriages that the couples actually work out together. So yeah. But we wanted to let y'all know what the first couple of months of marriage has taught us. The difficulties. There was immediate adjustments. There was a lot of sacrifice. Wasn't as perfect as we thought it would be. And secondly, we wanted to point out why it's what marriage has taught us, and why it's worth it, and why it's beautiful, is because you can come home to someone you love, and you can get a good night's rest and sleep with that person you love, and you can do activities, plethora of activities with that someone that you love. Marriage is the most beautiful thing that I've ever experienced, and of course, going to be way more lessons that we're going to learn, way more difficulties that we're going to face. But like we said, when you do it with that person you love, there ain't nothing like it. It's worth it. I will go through a hard time with somebody I love over going through a good time with somebody that I dislike because I love my wife, and it's worth it, and it's so beautiful. But
every marriage has issues. It's not going to be perfect.
Every single one, absolutely.
Like, that's part of how you learn each other and how you work out problems. That's just how you handle it. Like, when we argue, we don't go to bed mad at each other. We sit down and we talk about it as soon as we both cool down. That's what keeps it healthy. I mean, there's no such thing as a perfect relationship, no matter what stage you are in. So.
Not at all. But so we wanted to share that with you all. And if you are in a dating stage and you want to get married, or you're you're in engagement stage and you about to get married, hey, this video is for you, because I know growing up that you want people who's going to keep it real with you and share things with you that would allow them to help them be successful in what they're about to face that you have already faced. So thank you so much for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one.